Hey there, I'm Mark, and I've been a proud horseman all my life. My family's owned horses for as long as I can remember anyway, and man, have we done it all. We've groomed them, ridden them, shipped them, showed them, even raced them, you name it. Now these days, I own several horses, and I train horses for other folks too, so I'm focused on making sure everyone's happy and healthy, and that makes disease prevention my top priority. When my vet used to talk to me about biosecurity, I picture some guy in a hazmat suit. It sounded pretty far out. So I ignored it and just kept doing what I'd always done, what my dad and his dad had done. And then last year, I wound up with a barn full of sick horses, and I lost another to disease. I don't have to tell you how bad that hurt. So now I take things more seriously. I realized it's not just about keeping the germs out of the stable and off the farm. It's about controlling them when they are there and stopping their spread. It's about reducing the odds of even having a sick horse in the first place. But to do that, I needed to understand the basics. Over the years, I've seen a lot of nasty diseases, whether it's strangles, herpes, even the flu. And these diseases are all caused by tiny germs that invade the horse. The worst is these germs are absolutely everywhere. You'll find them in the soil, in the water, in the very air the horse breathes. They can spread in so many different ways. They can pass in horse-to-horse contact. They can be inhaled or eaten. You'll find them on tack and equipment, out in the pasture, on the fences. They can come from other wildlife, insects, even people, especially caretakers who handle the horses. I've learned that bacteria cause some of these diseases, like strangles, while viruses cause other ones, like flu and swamp fever or equine infectious anemia. But the most important thing I've learned is that bacteria and viruses are very different from each other, and these differences impact how I care for my horses. Bacteria live everywhere, and they grow on their own. Apparently, most bacteria are actually harmless. Some are even useful. But some bacteria are nasty, and they cause diseases. Now, viruses, well, they're always bad news, and they work a little differently. They need to have a host, like a horse, in order to grow. They hijack your horse by sneaking in through places like the nose and the mouth, the mucus areas. Those are the areas most at risk. Fortunately, there's antibiotics to help treat most infections caused by bacteria, but you do have to be careful because antibiotics kill good bacteria too, so you shouldn't rely on them too much. Treating viruses, though, that's a different story altogether. They're really tough, and usually your only choice is to let nature run its course. It's so frustrating just doing nothing, so I used to use antibiotics to treat everything. And then I learned that antibiotics don't work on viruses. What I was really doing was just wasting my money, maybe even killing the good bacteria. I know now that the best approach is to simply prevent the infection in the first place. The first line of defense is vaccination. When a horse is infected, its immune system tries to fight it off. When the immune system loses that battle, that's when the horse gets sick. But the horse's immune system has a great memory. It remembers that germ, and if it dares show its face again, the immune system is better prepared to fight it off. Vaccines are useful here because they help the horse's system prepare for these germs ahead of time by providing the information needed to fight the virus without causing sickness. It's like you give the horse a wanted poster that says, "Be on the lookout for these germs. They're armed and dangerous." So vaccines help reduce the risk of sickness and prevent germs from being spread. But vaccination alone isn't enough. Vaccines aren't always 100% effective. Some horses simply respond differently to them than others do, and some vaccines just help make sure the sickness doesn't get really bad. I found it useful to talk to my vet about this stuff, and together we came up with a plan that works for me. I learned I could lower my horse's risk by reducing stress and only using antibiotics for bacterial infections when I need to. I make sure my horse's environment doesn't help spread germs. Each horse has its own equipment. I wash my hands and clothes regularly, and I prevent horse-to-horse contact, separating out new horses and ones returning home from an event before letting them mingle with the group again. At the end of the day, healthy horses are happy ones, and that starts with me and my staff. Disease control is tough, no matter how you cut it, but I focus on what I can control. Whether it's vaccination or keeping hands, boots, clothes, and equipment clean, it's all about making the effort to keep my horses away from germs. This way I protect my horse from getting sick, and I lower my risk of having a stable full of sick horses. You can do it too. Ask yourself, am I involved in risky behavior? Talk to your vet and address your risks. And spread the word, not the germs.